Manchester United, why? Welcome back to the United Score. This is all about the analysis of the game between Manchester United and Tottenham. Now, this is not going to be a regular video like the top 10s or the top 11s or top 15s. This is an analysis of the Manchester United games. Now, the first game was Tottenham against Manchester United. Everyone was looking forward to that game. My first disappointment was that Pogba did not start. Yes, the team that he played was a team that we all liked as Manchester United fans, but Pogba was fit. I believe he should have played, and I believe that other people who are fans of Man U thinks or thought he should have started the game too. Now, the fact that he didn't start meant that we had to use McTominay and Fred. Fred and McTominay would have to be holding, and they did a pretty good job at the start of the game. Now, the game started out pretty even with both teams. Man U was on the more attacking sense of the game. Man U was attacking the game more than Tottenham. The first half was pretty even for me. The midfield of Man U's game was not as solid as it can be or it should have been. Bruno Fernandes, he made a lot of runs, he made a lot of plays up front, but the runs coming in up front there was not a lot of space being made from those runs that were made. Rashford and Martial were pretty much lost. Bruno made some passes, some key passes to Rashford and to Martial. Even though Martial took some shots at goal, he pretty much was lost to the whole game. Even though Man U was more attacking, the midfield was not all that solid. They lost the ball a lot, and even though they recovered it most of the time, they lost the ball a lot, and they were playing like a tit-for-tat game where they were almost trying to bounce the ball in their own half most of the first half, and I pretty much wanted them to push up more. That is where Pogba would have come in and tried to spread the ball wide and play alongside Bruno Fernandes. This game could have been a lot more different and a lot better if Pogba had started the game. That's my belief, and I know it would have made a huge impact. Coming down to the goal of Bergwijn, that goal didn't have to be scored. Two major factors why that goal was scored: the stupidity of Harry Maguire and the bigger, even more stupidity of David De Gea. Luke Shaw on the left wing was left wandering, so Maguire had the left wing and the centre back position to cover. He went off almost like he was heading to the left wing and allowed Bergwijn to come in. That is rookie defending 101. Didn't have to draw that game, we could have won. Because of that rookie mistake by Harry Maguire, Bergwijn was allowed to cut in, and that shot didn't have to go in the goal. David De Gea is considered one of the world-class goalkeepers in this generation. I don't believe he is. We need Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson needs to replace David De Gea because his time is up. If he doesn't stop a ball with his foot, he cannot stop a ball at all. Now, De Gea needs to go for me. We have a good number 2 keeper, so let's keep him and bring in the number 1 keeper for Dean Henderson. David De Gea he doesn't fit what Man U is looking for right now. We need to get rid of David De Gea. Send him to Real Madrid, send him anywhere he wants to go. We need a keeper that is solid all around with both his hands and feet, and his mental capacity is better. The second half started and we still didn't have Pogba on the pitch, but we could see more intensity from Manchester United, and we could see intensity from the man of the match for me, Bruno Fernandes. He was making plays, he was running all up and down the pitch, and he made so much coverage. I wanted to see most of that tenacity from most of the players. Yes, the game wasn't awful, but it wasn't a brilliant game. Bruno Fernandes, in light of all this, brought life to the game, and we could see all of this from Bruno Fernandes' game. Now, Fred and McTominay, they recovered the ball a lot in the midfield, and I have to give them kudos for what they did, even though some of their passes were wayward. We then brought on the maestro, Pogba, who should have started that game. He was brought on, and we immediately saw the difference he made when he was on the field. He made a pass to Rashford on the volley, which no one else in the midfield could have done besides Bruno Fernandes. There's nobody else in the midfield that could have done that besides Paul Pogba. And we saw where he made that trickery around, was it Eric Dyer? We saw where he made that trickery around the defender and won us the penalty. Imagine if Pogba had started that game. He was fresh, he's hungry, and it's against Tottenham and his former employer, Jose Mourinho. We could have won that game easily. We could have won the game if it wasn't for Harry Maguire or David De Gea, who I believe needs to leave Manchester United now. His time for me is up, and we need Dean Henderson. We saw it yesterday with the match against Aston Villa, how Dean Henderson played. He made a lot of saves. He made all the saves that were needed of a keeper, and he is the keeper that we need. He is our loanee from our club. We need to bring him off that loan and bring him into the club permanently. I'm going to give a match rating after this to all the players that were playing, and based on the lineup, I cannot give a player rating to most of the substitutes. I have to give it to only two who came on early. I have to give it to only two who came on early, and that was Paul Pogba and Greenwood, Mason Greenwood. I am hugely frustrated about this game because I see where we could have, as I said numerous times, we should have won that game. We shouldn't have drawn that game because Tottenham provided little to nothing in attack. They provided little to nothing in attack. Our defense was not that bad that we could not have won that game. It was just that one lapse in time, one lapse in moment, one lapse with Maguire and De Gea that cost us the victory. Now let's do the player ratings. De Gea cost us the game, so I'm giving De Gea a 4 out of 10. All his player ratings are out of 10. So I'm giving De Gea a 4. Wan-Bissaka was solid at times. I give Wan-Bissaka for his efforts. I'll give him a 6 or 6.5. Let's give him a 6.5 for what he did. He didn't do much in the game, but let's give him a 6.5. I would give Lindelof a 6 based on what was going through in the game. Harry Maguire, one of the players that cost us the game, the victory, let's give him a 4 also, such as like De Gea. Let's give him a 4. Which I was up and down the pitch a lot, similar to Wan-Bissaka, so I'm going to give him a 6.5 out of 10. Scott McTominay deserves roughly the same 6.5. The game was not that brilliant that I would give anybody much. So I would give McTominay a 6.5 for his efforts. Fred did a lot of stopping the ball. He made a lot of interceptions, so I'm going to give Fred a 7. Daniel James, he was also lost in the game for me. He didn't contribute that much. He made a lot of runs, but he couldn't get to the balls, and he made that foul on the touchline, which was unnecessary. So for Dan James, I'm going to give him a 6. Marcus Rashford, he wasn't bad also. He made a lot of runs based on the balls that were provided to him from the midfield. He dropped deep a few times and collected the ball, so he was up and down the pitch, interchange with Martial. So I'm going to give him a 6 also. Bruno Fernandes, the game changer, the matchmaker for Manchester United. The fact that he scored a goal, I'm going to give Bruno a 9. He was a player that he wasn't afraid to spread the ball wide up the field. He wasn't afraid to do anything with the ball. Bruno Fernandes, he played the ball quickly, but the players around him were not responding to the type of player he is and the type of passes he was making. So I'm going to give Bruno Fernandes a 9 out of 10. He is my man of the match. Anthony Martial, he was also lost in the game, apart from the fact that he made some crucial shots and goals, and that required Lloris's save and Lloris's handiwork. I'm going to give Anthony Martial also a 6. He didn't do much in the game for me, so I'm going to give him a 6. As I said before, I cannot give Eric Bailly, Nemanja Matic, or Odion Igalo a player rating based on the time that they came on. I can only give player ratings to Paul Pogba and Mason Greenwood. Now Mason Greenwood and Paul Pogba came on, and we could see immediately the difference that they made. So I believe both should have started, even though with what is happening now with the 5 substitutions, we would have needed some depth on the bench. But either Paul Pogba or Mason Greenwood, to me, should have started. Mostly Paul Pogba though. I'm going to give Paul Pogba a 7 for his efforts in winning the penalty and his brilliance in making some passes on the field, and he made some crucial runs and allowed Bruno Fernandes to get a penalty. Mason Greenwood, I'm going to give him a 6.5 because he came on and we saw that he was hungry also, and he made some crucial passes on some ones. So I'm gonna give Mason Greenwood a 6.5 out of 10, and that was my player rate. Now, yes, I am angry with the result, but it wasn't a loss, which doesn't mean I'm still not angry, but it's better than a loss, and I would like to see Man U play way better in the next match. That has been the match analysis for the United score for the game between Manchester United and Tottenham. Join us next time for the next Premier League match where I will have more match analysis for you. So don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. See you in the next video.